Welcome to Unit 12, Statistics, Part 2, Measures of Central Tendency. In this video, we're going to discuss the topics of mean, median, and mode, and review a little bit of your past and introduce you to a few new ways to think about these topics. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the mean, which is most known as the average, which we add up all the samples and divide them by the total in the sample. So if you're doing your grades, you would add up all your grades and divide it by the total number of grades, and that would give you your class average. The median is when you put all the data in numerical order, find the one in the middle. If you want to figure out what spot that is, like if you have 432 pieces of data, what you do is you take that 432 and plug it into this formula, 432 plus 1, which would give you 433, divide by 2, and that would give you the spot that you are in line. And if you're in half a spot, that means you need to take the numbers on each side of the spot and average them. And you are most familiar with this if you use the cross-off method and you're down to 2 in the middle, you would add them up and divide by 2. That's the same thing you would do if you ended up with a spot that was not even. So in this case, we had 432, we added 1, we got 433. We divide that by 2, and we get 216.5, which means we take the data that's in the 216th spot, the 217th spot, add them, and divide by 2. Mode is most often, and it's easiest found when you put all the data in numerical order, although that part is not necessary. A frequency chart is a way to list out the data and its frequency to easily find the median, mean, and mode, and we'll take a look at those in a moment. The other big piece that we're going to do in this topic here, this video, is finding the unknown data with the known mean. So you're going to still use your mean formula to find the missing piece of data, and we'll just call that missing piece X, and we'll look at a couple of problems that will solve that. So here are some questions. Let's take a look at the first one. What is the mean of the data in the accompanying table? And I worked this one out before, so we'd be prepared so I wouldn't have to type it all in. So what you do is here are your pieces of data. You have 25 that appeared 3 times, a 20 that appeared 2 times, 11 appeared 5 times, and a 10 appeared 4 times. So to figure out how many you have altogether, you could list them all out separately, 25, 25, 25, or you could just multiply the scores times the frequency for each row. So you have 25 times 3, plus 20 times 2, plus 11 times 5, plus 10 times 4, and that will give you the total sum of all your data. Then you've got to divide it by your total number of data, which is represented by the frequency. So 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4. When you sum this all up, you get 210 over 14, and that gives us the mean of 15. And this is another question that you would do the same exact way. But if you look over here, I did one that involved the median. What is the median set of data shown in the table? So you count up the total frequency. So 15 plus 8 plus 13 plus 10 gives us 46. As I said a few minutes ago, the median is in the n plus 1 divided by 2 spot, which means it's the 23.5 spot. If you look, 15 plus 8 gives me 23. That means the 5 is the 23rd spot. The 6 is the 24th spot. So our median is halfway between them at 5.5, which is choice 3. Going on to the next page. The mode is the one that occurs the most often. So you look for the highest frequency. In this case, the 5 is related to the 13. So that would be the one with the highest frequency is 13. Okay, so that's how you would handle the mode. Going down further, which correctly compares the mean and median of the set of data in the accompanying table. You calculate the mean, which is 60 times 2 plus 75 times 4 plus 80 times 1 plus 90 times 3, and divide that by 10, you get 77. The mode, even though the question didn't ask us about it, just to double check, this is the highest frequency, so the mode is 75. And the median is in the n plus 1 divided by 2 spot, or the 5.5 spot, which 5 and 6 are both here at 75. And so that means the 75 is the same as the median and the mode, but it's less than the mean, which is 77. So the median is less than the mean by 2, which would be the mean exceeds median by 2, which is our choice number 2 here. Okay, the other piece that I told you you would need to do is calculate the measure of central tendency with group distributions. You're going to average known with missing data. So if they tell you that the mean number of questions was 17, we're going to work backwards from that. And the best way to do that, is to add up all the data and divide it by the number of numbers. So using the idea of the frequency that we used on the last page, our total on the top would be 15 times 5 plus, 14 times 5 plus 15 times 3 plus 16 times x plus 17 times 5 plus 18 times 2 plus 19 times 10 plus 20 times 1. When you sum that all up, you get 446 plus 16x. And then the total number of students would be 5 plus 3 plus x plus 5 plus 2 plus 10 plus 1, which would give us 26 plus x. So now I just need to find choice 4, which has that exact equation. Okay, so again, to get the top number, you always multiply the number that you have by the frequency, or the value times the frequency, so 14 times 5, 15 times 3, and so on. I combine like terms here to get 446 plus 16x, and then the same on the bottom. There are a couple of more for you to try on your own, and you should have the answers to these in your packet. Actually, there's only one more for you to try. You're going to do it the same way then. And that concludes video number 2. Part 3 will be up momentarily.